Friends, we are in the garden with Claudia, literally in Claudia's garden. And we've just spent the past 2 hours freaking out over her dahlias, her zins.
Yep.
I mean, like cut flowers on steroids, and then incredible tree game. Like your tree game is dialed.
I'm so happy you guys are saying that.
It's dialed.
Such a compliment.
So, but what makes me really excited is you have an area of your garden that is not finished, which if anyone knows me, I love a work in progress. I love the dream. I love the cultivating of what this place could be.
Yeah.
And so I thought it would be really fun to do an impromptu design session and walk you through kind of like, let's go through the process. Let's figure out what your jam is and start cultivating the next dream.
Yeah. It's so funny because when you were coming down here, I was like, is this my chance to pick Kate's brain? Because I did, like, I had an idea what I wanted to do here with like the border of the evergreens, but that side garden, like, do I want to go formal? Do I want it more northwest? What do we do? And we're waiting to finish it because we're resiting our house and we want to change the fence. That's why it's kind of like that catch-all space. And you will see like throughout the garden, there's plants still in containers that I love and I'll buy, especially when they're on sale. I'm like, I'll figure it out later. But I'm getting to that point where like I can't buy anything else. I have to start planning the space. Kind of want a formal feel. And so I know you're such a star. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna get her advice and like
I'm just a crazy girl who loves gardening. Yeah.
So but like I'm really struggling with that. So because I want it to be, I want it to feel a little bit different than the other part, like our back garden. I want it to be a little bit more formal, a little bit more structure, but not like constructed. Like I don't want it to be like, you know, like hard edges or anything like that. I kind of want it to be a little bit more flowy, but repeating plants. I don't know if we want to go mutatones. I don't know if we want to go color. I don't know. Like I'm just struggling.
Yeah.
You know, I have an idea of like the trees. Yeah. I kind of have an idea of what I want to do with the tree situation, but it's still just, I don't know. I want you here. I want your idea.
Take us to the space. Okay. Let's do this.
So this is the backyard, and you guys saw it in Janie's channel. We just filmed a tour. And then, so if we go through back here, don't judge us. This is our side garden. And I'm excited about this place because it's more intimate than other parts of our garden. We have a wood pile here, construction again. Okay. The other wood down here, it's going to be moved. These are going to be made into tables. This is from our oak tree that we planed. So we had a huge oak tree and then we cut it and we planed it because we love making furniture. We love making tables. I'm not going to get ahead of
everything.
Yeah, we do. But tables mostly and benches. So that's what that would. So this is going to open up. The fence that we want to do is going to be about 7 feet tall. Okay. We kind of want to go with a dark fence. We're not sure yet if we're going to do wood or this like metal paneling. It's really beautiful. It's an Australian company. I forgot the name, but they have beautiful fences. So the idea is to create more of a green screen here too. This big tree might be coming out. Our neighbor might be taking this out. So that's going to open it up with the sun. Okay. So I have to think about that because I wanted to do a lot of shade things here, but I also realized that we're really not going to have too much shade when this guy is gone. So keeping that in mind. So what I like, this is our cut flower shed. We're also going to be reciting this. So I want it to be, you can come out of there, maybe put in a pathway from the front all the way back here. And then just plant, like have deep beds on either side. Maybe a water structure right here.
Yep.
I don't know. Like, what do you think?
Okay. So I want to kind of come back here. So when I'm designing for a client, one of the things that I really like to know is I want to know how's the space currently being used. I want to know what windows we're opening out onto. And this is where I freak out when I see a window like this. There is the world's most gorgeous soaking tub in that window. That is so lovely.
Thank you.
That is so lovely.
Yeah.
And then these windows are bedroom.
Yeah, actually these are
and the little room. The little window is a commode.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's the living room.
This is living room. That's right. Okay. And so in terms of functionality of this space, it almost feels like we can't have it be a pass-through moment.
Right.
This feels like it needs to be a little special, yet it also still needs to retain utilitarian aspect to it. We also need some privacy. right? Because are you planning any sort of shade here?
Yes, we do want to put in curtains, but for the most part, it's going to be open all the time.
Like I feel like it would be a crime to shut that window.
Yeah, like you can't.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you can't, like, because we love the tub, but I love coming in the morning and having that bright light.
Beautiful light.
Again, it's that connecting that outdoor, indoor living. Yes. That's really important to us because we have crazy jobs. So it's just like that zen little moment that we have in the morning. We thought about a maple here.
Okay.
And I think at one point I told you about this.
You did. And my gut.
Do you know what you said?
What did I say?
Okay. I said I was going to put a maple in the center. And you're like, but that's very predictable. If you had something off to the side coming in, it would create more interest. And I was like, can we be friends? Because that's what I needed to hear. Yeah. Like, I need that.
Okay. So what Claudia's talking about is Claudia and I, we go back. Yeah. We met 2 years ago at the Northwest Flower and Garden Festival, and she immediately was like, look at this space. And we chatted about it, and she had wanted to put like a maple centered right up against this window. However, that is predictable, right? A lot of people have a window like this and we're like, okay, we need privacy. We need all of this stuff. Yeah. But at the same time, this is your garden. This is your love. This is your passion. So I immediately was like, I think that's too predictable. Could we do something arching that would kiss the edge of the window, that would make it feel just nestled and lovely and lived in, right? But then the other option that I love is I love that we might do something, we might draw the eye out and have it be like something like the Atlas, right? Where it's sculpted and sexy and sculptural coming through here.
So like an evergreen. Then.
Correct. Because the last thing I want you to do when you're in that soaking tub is to feel claustrophobic.
Right. Yeah. No.
That's not what I want for you.
Yeah. Hate that.
But if you put a tree right there, what are you doing? Yeah. You're boxing yourself in.
Exactly.
Whereas if we pull your sight line out here, and I'm not talking about like back here. Okay. I'm talking more like here, because then what we want to do is we want to create backdrop and we want to create drama back here. Okay. Right? Okay. And we're going to layer, layer, layer. Okay. So we're going to layer, layer, layer towards your tub. Okay. So I'm thinking sculptural, sexy. This could be even a bubbly fountain. Okay. Think like tall, just a bubbler. Nothing that's splashy and crazy. Just like something that's like softly cascading over the edge. Right? Yeah. Or you go the tree route and you have something that's very lacy and lovely. Something that, here's what I want for you. When you are in that tub and you are relaxing, I want this just to like, exactly. And several ways that you can do that is you can focus on water. You can focus on sound. You can focus on sight and intricacy. So by bringing a water feature or bringing in an intricate tree, that's where your heart is going to start to sing a little bit. Okay. Right? Yeah. Now, pathway. You need a pathway. Yes. So you can do a couple of different things. Yeah. You can take your focal point. You can push it a little bit forward.
Okay. So it's not like a straight. Is that what you mean?
No? And you can run your pathway behind.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So in that case, we're doing freestanding arbor. We're doing screen. We're doing something. We're bringing it forward, right? Yeah. And then between whatever this is and your fence, this is where we have our beautiful pathway. Okay. This is where we get like shady, yummy textures, grasses, ferns, right? Yes. Coming in through here. Okay. And so this remains Zen zone. Okay. Because how terrible would it be if you have your Zen zone and then we just like put a freeway right through it? Yeah. That's not what I want for you.
That's why I didn't feel right. I was like, why doesn't this feel good? I sketched it and I'm like, it doesn't feel good.
It doesn't feel right. Okay. So then the next thing that's going to be really fun for you is you're going to have this vignette, right? Then you will have your pathway moment, right? But then look what we've just created. We've just created between Zen moment and that entrance, we've now created a beautiful sculpted triangular bed here where you get a beautiful moment coming this way. Okay. Does that make sense? Yeah. And then what I want for you is I don't want an alley. That's terrible. Yeah. Like even from like a feng shui perspective, having some like a freeway running through a soft reflective space is not what I want for you.
That's what this feels like right now, right?
It does. Like it feels like an alley and that's not the energy. No. We want the energy to slow. So how do you slow energy?
put things in it.
Curve.
Oh,
you
curve. Okay.
You create some curves. You create some blousiness. You create texture. You create movement.
Okay.
So you slow yourself down. Okay. So what I almost imagine is we have utilitarian pathway, right? Mm-hmm. And then almost what we can do here, and you're going to need some of this stuff, right?
And this stuff is usually not here.
Yeah.
We do want to cover this with
Yes, I almost feel like you could do like low, beautiful hedge here, arbor moment. Okay. So you're just not even seeing this.
Okay.
The yard starts here.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
And then beautiful anchoring evergreen.
Okay.
Beautiful blousy. Mm-hmm. Shrubby moment. And then when you come in here, mm-hmm. I want this just to be gentle. Mm-hmm. You still have to follow a path of least resistance to this shed, mm-hmm. but I don't want it to feel like a freeway. Right. So we're going to sculpt the bed real gentle, mm-hmm. real gentle here, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. And then over here, what that's going to do is it's going to curve out this bed here. Mm-hmm. We're going to go behind your Zen moment, Zen, tranquil, lovely, yummy. And then as we come out here, we are going to swing back a little bit this way, right? Okay. So it's going to be very gentle. Okay. Do you see what I mean here? I mean, like, honestly, if I had spray paint, girl.
I thought about getting the orange spray paint.
I would have been all over it. I would have done it too. I mean, like,
Serga's like, no, she's not no, she's designing it. She's giving us the idea.
Okay.
Well, you'll come back.
We're coming back. I'm only 3 hours away.
Yeah.
But then it's like, then we get to come here and almost when we approach this, you know what I want to do? I want our pathway to widen.
Okay.
I don't want it to be like, zoop, because again, we have runway. Okay. I want to create entrance. I want drama. I want a moment because this is not Claudia.
No.
Do you know what I mean?
It's like a block.
Well, like everyone has an energetic signature and this is not your energy.
No, this door is not staying. And I do want to plant the side.
Yes, okay,
like
so
Janie's garden, like she's got the display. That's my goal.
Yes, and you have an exceptional start.
Yeah.
You have an exceptional start. Mm-hmm. I talk a lot about on my channel about investing in the largest container that your budget can afford.
Yes.
This is what we're talking about right here.
Yeah.
This is drama. This is large. This is interesting. Yeah. And here's the other thing. You have everything you need to make this dream possible.
Right.
So what I want you to do is I want this hardscape area to come out to the width of your shed.
Okay.
Because I want it to feel like a moment. Okay. Maybe this pad goes away. We do a proper landing here. Mm-hmm. Or version 2, this goes away, your pathway kind of ends here, and we do a larger, wide entrance moment here. Okay. Then we're going to do an asymmetrical cluster. Okay. We're going to have a trio here. Maybe we're going to have a trio here. We're going to vary height, all of that. But I'm noticing that you have so much in this tonality.
I do. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I want us to bring like a beautiful lacy maple in here.
Okay. Which I have one. Yeah.
You do. I mean,
have several.
Pick your gorgeous maple specimen. Yeah. Pick it. Yeah. But I mean, I want lacy, right? So, and then I want evergreen plantings here, right? And so when we're doing we're layering our trees, I always say plants need friends, right? Mm-hmm. And so when we're layering, I want you to be like, okay, deciduous, evergreen, mm-hmm. right? Okay. I want you to layer.
We're both like, what? Okay.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Because what happens is if you go all deciduous, we look naked.
Yes.
If you go all evergreen, you look static. You look frozen. You don't look seasonal. Yeah. And you are a seasonal woman. Yeah. You relish in the seasons. Yeah. So I want layer. So think deciduous, evergreen. We're making a sandwich.
Okay. Okay. I have a question.
This will all be filmed for her. And so, and when I've done Zoom meetings for clients, like I'll send them the recording. I'll be like, this is too much for you to write down. So I will send you the recording.
Yeah.
And because they're over there frantically making their list. And I'm like, no. Yeah. This is recorded for posterity.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm like, should I take out my phone? And like,
no, you're in the moment and we're just connecting.
Yeah. Do you think it would be wise or not to split the pathway? So you enter the garden here. No. So just leave it here.
My gut says no.
Okay.
My gut says no, because this has a singular usefulness. And then I almost want, I almost want this arch this is not like a Y-shaped freeway. We're not creating on-ramps and off-ramps.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. We're creating moments. So like, how sweet is it here to have like just, yummy little bench, maybe a table. You guys are both yummy little bench, little table.
We're good. We got it. We got what we needed.
Yeah, mic drop.
Yeah. Oops.
Yummy little table, because look what you've done here. And I don't know if you've even done this, but your Vanderwolf, which by the way is one of the sexiest evergreens on the planet.
Beautiful.
Look how beautifully she is centered. Here, come to the right a little bit more.
Yes.
There we go. Yes. Do you see how she's centered right here in the middle of this beautiful moon gate? So I'm thinking bench. I'm thinking morning coffee. I'm thinking it's too hot. I want like just another view.
Yeah.
And also I love that you get the peekaboo of this roof line. You get the peekaboo of the covered porch. I mean, this is lovely. And then we like sumptuous texture this, right? Then the other thing that it does for you is now you look at all this beautiful bed space that you get to layer in.
So excited. I'm like not even listening because I'm so excited about that bench moment. I like tearing up. I'm so excited. Like I love that.
But like this is what a garden is supposed to be. A garden is supposed to feel like home.
Yeah.
It's supposed to feel like a marriage of you and your property and the plants that you love.
Yes.
Like when I design, I want that triangle. I want you, I want your plants, and I want your property to all sing the same song.
Yeah. And you know what it is? Like I always think about like when we were planting everything, like I didn't leave enough space for benches to sit, because you don't just stand in your garden, right? Like you don't just go out there and you're like, and this is like what I do all the time. I'm like, well, look, what can I do over here? What am I, you know, like over there, I have a little seating area in the cut flower garden. I have the deck. I have that little bench over there in front of the fig, but I never thought about putting a bench here. That is so magical. But it's like just speechless. Like I
love that for you though, because you put so much life and soul, and you and Sergey are out here all the time.
Yeah.
And it's like, let's give you a moment. I think what it really is for me, and like when I'm thinking about you and your husband and your family, you work really hard. And what I imagine for you and what I desperately want for you is a moment that maybe you and he could sit here and just connect for a moment.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe the nieces and the nephews are in here running around.
Yeah.
Maybe you just need some quiet where you get to enjoy the hard work, not just what's the next project. What do I need to improve?
Yeah.
This mulch looks terrible here.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Let's enjoy the creation that you've made.
Yeah.
And like give you space to do so.
Yeah. And it's funny that you say that, because I feel like we're both lacking that in our life, because
you're very busy.
Very busy. The last 3-4 years, we've just been go, go, go. We're going to be growing our family at some point. And it's like, we can't continue going without taking a beat and just like, can we stop and rest? Because you know what happens is in the wintertime, I take so many pictures throughout the year, and I just think, why wasn't I enjoying it then? Why? Yeah. Oh yeah, because we're moving mulch, or we were doing this, or we were doing that, and we're just go, go, go. So I bring you lovely people here, and you love the garden, and like we never like get to just sit down and like breathe, and we both desperately need that. If you work in the corporate world, or if you, even if you don't, and you're just travel and you work, even us, as content creators, it's so much, and you just need those areas to just like. But I am probably more excited about this area here than I have. I just haven't been this excited.
Can I share a vision that I have for you also? This is another vision that I want for you and your family. I know. I'm just like, sometimes these messages come through and I'm like, I want this for you and your family. And it's hard for me not to cry about it.
Tell me.
I want your bench here, and I want a little table for a cup of coffee. And then you know what else I want? I want a sandbox for you right here.
Oh, okay.
I want like a sandbox for little babies to come and play, and then like, you know what I mean?
I'll be right back. I'm gonna go to my husband.
You know what I mean? But like, I want this space, and then we anchor it with a beautiful evergreen, so you still have that separation. But look at this cute little tucked in moment with like dump trucks and sandcastles. You know what I mean? Like, because you need like, a family should enjoy a garden so fully. And there's nothing that says we can't plant around it and make this sandbox feel as beautiful and sculptural as the cut flower garden.
I love that.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I immediately was like, well, we can make like a wood one, right? We can paint the wood.
Yes. Yeah, I know. Our brains are already like, we could paint the wood.
Yeah,
we could da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
But like, how lovely.
Yes.
How lovely.
Yeah.
You know, and you can do fun things like that. Just because you have a family and you have kids and you've got all these things doesn't mean it can't be gorgeous and, like, fun.
Yeah.
And let's give you a spot for like you to sit and enjoy, and you know what I mean? And then I do want like very sculptural, lovely evergreen.
Okay. Right
there.
Okay.
And then I want more sculpture here because if this bad rag goes down, that's a hole in a landscape.
That is.
And I think I think you're smart to think about that now.
Yeah.
Because it's going to take you a minute.
Yeah. And I'm waiting because I've seen them like call tree people, and I'm like, are we gonna go? We're gonna not? Like, what are we doing?
But I think honestly, you could get that moving right now. And the way I'm kind of envisioning this curve here, I feel like this is your spot.
Okay.
For peak height.
Okay.
And then what's kind of fun is if we have some peak height here and we have some height there that's masking that little zen moment, then this becomes a natural, like almost like a little archy situation.
Okay. Would you do flagstone for the pathway? I like flagstone.
Okay, hold on.
Originally we thought about ground granite. But again, that feels like we're going to have to put in like edges, and I don't want that. Okay,
are we thinking what's going to be on here? What's our surface? Like what's going to be, are we dragging hoses? You've got those big carts.
Yeah, so and our lawnmower. So we do all of our maintenance. Okay. So we do have a lawnmower.
Where's the lawnmower living?
It's in the shed.
Is it going to stay in the shed?
Yes, it'll stay in the shed. Okay. I wish I could take over, but I can't.
So you're going to need to get it to the curb to do your parking strip?
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay, if we do an organic flagstone, you're gonna be like,
okay.
Unless we set it tight.
Oh, so you won't be able to have like the gaps and do
that's not to say you can't.
Okay.
But just expect to go over it in a very
bumpy,
unpleasant
and
manner.
And you're right, the carts.
The carts are a big thing.
Yeah.
But can you do it? Yeah, you can.
Right. Okay.
So maybe you do.
Okay.
But I would make sure, when you're doing any like utilitarian pathways, I want you to make sure we're measuring our base. We need 3 feet to comfortably get in and out here.
Okay.
3 feet minimum.
Okay.
So could you do flagstone? Yes. Could you do like a compacted gravel? That might be easier.
Okay. But then you would put an edge around it, like a
Correct.
middle edge.
You'd have to have some sort of restraint on it.
I love the sound of gravel. That's why we put it in our cut flower. Like,
Me too.
I love that. That's why I didn't go with the granite. I love the look of the granite.
Crunch.
It's so
the decomposed granite is gorgeous.
But it's like
it does turn into a mud pile up here, though. We just don't have the climate
that was the other
for
thing,
it.
Because it gets really swampy back there, and that's one thing that Sergey mentioned. Like, that when it gets really wet, it's not going to be as pretty. That tan color that you like, which was my dream, is to have like that tan, really like soft color. But I love that we did the gravel. But
you know, here's the other thing is you can buy clean crushed,
right?
And then you can sprinkle in a variety of colors.
Okay.
If you go to a good rock manufacturer, rock quarry, they will collect different tonalities. So I did actually have a client come in and threw in a bunch of like buff colored.
Okay.
So you have options.
Okay.
You just got to find what's available to you.
Okay. I love both path options. But you're right. If we do flagstone,
I love flagstone. Oh my gosh, I did the thing where I put like sunscreen too close to my eyes, and now
Anyways,
I love the idea of the flagstone, but I do feel like there's something about connecting this space. Where I would do flagstone is I would change your pathway material going to the garden, right?
Okay.
So you could do, and so what I would do is a couple things. This then becomes a singular surface, gravel coming here, and then I would do your flagstone steppers to the grass.
Okay. All right. That's a lot to think about.
And I like keeping, and this is again, like, your pathways have a different purpose.
Right.
And so by separating the material, it's kind of fun too.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, I
wouldn't
love
think
that.
about that. Like I wouldn't think about mixing we talk about mixing texture all the time in the landscape.
Yes.
Why not the hardscape stuff?
I think it creates such an interesting moment. You know what I mean? And you could even do something more traditional in terms of like retaining wall block, like a very classic cap edge here. And then on the inside, you know what you could do? Actually, I feel like this is more your aesthetic. I would do cut dimensional bluestone.
Yeah.
I will show you a picture. Well, actually, did you see my video about redoing my front stoop?
Yeah, I did.
I did a tumbled bluestone in that, and
that's what we want to do
I
in
love
the front.
it.
It's beautiful.
Feels like, but if you do it here, it feels like this gorgeous kind of, almost like an entranceway carpet or something.
Okay.
And then you can jump that product down here. But I feel like this pathway, I want it to be a little bit looser, a little bit unstructured, more stepping stony.
Yeah.
So you can play with ground covers. Because that'll be really soft underfoot too.
I'm like overwhelmed with excitement right now. I'm just trying not to be a spaz because it'll set up a safe space. Safe space. I never thought about doing that curve like this. It really was like my whole vision was always just like a straight, like maybe a tiny little curve, but never like the way that, you know what I mean? Like, and to offset it, like in my head, it was always like, it's got to be centered, right?
Yeah.
It's got to be that centered.
But we're in a pie shape here.
We are in the pie shape.
And the pie shape is not necessarily what we want for this space. It doesn't fit the energy of the space. So the other thing I was going to say is as you go through actually carving out the pathway, get your biggest hose and lay it out. And I want you to walk this space.
Okay.
I want you to walk this space. I want you to grab one of your carts. I want you to roll it through here. When you're in this space, I want you to like actually feel through it. So I will full on do this with a client with a driveway.
Okay.
Like we will get in that car and we will drive that new driveway because it makes a big difference. You need to feel how you are in the space. Because if it feels too tight, if you feel like you're struggling, let's not install a pathway that's going to have you struggle. Let's install something that's going to give you life.
Okay.
Yeah.
I am mic drop again. I'm so excited. I can't wait.
I'm
so happy you came. And it's so funny because I was like, I want to ask her, but I don't want to impose because you don't want to impose on your friends.
Yeah.
But deep down, I was like, I need her. Like, I genuinely, I'm like, I'll hire her. I don't care. Like, I need her vision because I've seen what you did, especially at the garden shows. And I'm like, I need her like advice back here. I just don't know where I'm going, but now I do.
But it's so hard to see a garden when you're in it. It's like so hard to see your own design when you're in the space.
Yeah.
Sometimes it does take that outside perspective.
Yeah.
And this is why, like, if you out there are searching for a landscape designer, that energy match, man,
makes a difference.
It makes a huge difference. It makes a huge difference because you want to be seen.
Yeah.
During that consultation.
Exactly. And you have a gift for doing that. I've worked with other designers, but they don't have the gift. Like they want your idea and they're like, okay, I think I got it. But like you dig deeper. Do you know what I mean? Like it feels different. So it feels special. And I've been using this as a catch-all that I just lost my vision of it. That's like all I see it as store, buy more plants, leave it
nursery, safe space. Yeah.
So thank you for shining the light in this area. I'm so excited.
I can't wait to see this come to life. Friends, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for coming along on this like impromptu design consultation. And what's so fun is Claudia's only 3 hours away.
Yeah.
So I get to see this space develop. Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me. Okay, we're gonna see you in the next one. And in the meantime, go out there and say hello to your garden for me. Bye.